age is just a number or looking for a sugar daddy? This name I have given to this video. As you have probably guessed already, in this video we will talk about age gaps, we will talk about money when it comes to love. By the way, if you are new to this channel, I want to warn you that here we talk about love, about dating, about international dating, and we are really upfront and honest. My name is Svetlana Mucha, I am the founder, the dating coach, and the lead matchmaker at Diolli.com. From time to time we get messages from gentlemen that he saw a profile on a dating site or on Tinder, and there a lady has mentioned that age is just a number, and you, Svetlana, tried to convince me that I can't date someone who is 15 or 20 years younger. See? I have found a profile of a lady who is 25 years old, and she claims in her profile that age is just a number. What does it mean? To answer your question in the most simple and upfront way, I would tell that she's looking for a sugar daddy. So she is 25, she's posting her photos, she wants to show you how beautiful, how attractive she is, and she mentions that you can contact her even if you are much older. For her, age is just a number. If you have found this profile on a paper-letter dating site, then most likely it is some kind of marketing, and it is created to persuade you to buy those credits, to chat with that girl, to write her messages, to pay for every message, of course. And for sure they want to place in the profiles of those ladies things that men want to read. Well, if the lady has mentioned in her profile that age is just a number, is in her 40s, 50s, 60s, most likely she wants to attract a much younger lover, and by mentioning that age is just a number, she wants to persuade him that this woman is capable of teaching you new tricks, so write me and you won't regret it, something like that. Not so long ago, a gentleman who has reached out to us maybe 5 months ago, and we haven't started the matchmaking process because he wanted to date someone 20-25 years younger, and we have told him that realistically we won't be able to introduce him to such a lady because we don't know such ladies who would be open for such a huge age gap. But he has contacted us again, and he has actually sent me print screens of several profiles from Tinder with very beautiful ladies posing in provocative poses. Have mentioned that age is just a number, and he told me that, Svetlana, see, they want to date elder men. They want to have a Chanel purse and a trip to Maldives for free. This is what they want, and they kind of try to show you what to expect if you buy them. This is it. They are not looking for a boyfriend, they are not looking for a husband material. Even women who want to be trophy wives, and I have met many women like that, who want to marry up, who want to be like Melania Trump and to have a personal collection of Birkins and vintage Chanels. Well, even such ladies, they don't mention in their profiles that age is just a number, even though they are looking for very successful, very rich, probably older husbands. If you're looking for a sugar daddy, sugar babe type of a relationship, you can go for it. Just be careful, because very often after she has mentioned that age is just a number, she will share with you a very sad story about a sick grandmother and how you have to save her, etc., etc. And scammers often do that too, so please don't fall for it. Be very careful. But if being a sugar daddy is not something you want to be, if you are not looking for a sugar baby, you want to have equal relationships like partners, please avoid such profiles. Usually when women tell you everything you want to hear, like for example, you are talking to her online or you have met in person and she starts giving you ridiculously many compliments, like for example, she praises your balding head or she praises your big belly, and you know that a big belly is not an attractive thing. So there is a reason why she is doing it, why she wants to please you. A woman can praise her husband's belly if they have been married for years, they have raised kids together and they have history, and of course she loves every inch of him and he loves every inch of her because they know each other so well, they overcame lots of difficulties together, In this case, that's quite normal when a lady thinks that her husband is so attractive, so handsome, despite the fact that he has gained like extra 20 or 30 kilos. But when you're out on a date with a much younger, very beautiful lady and she gives you lots of ridiculous compliments, like she praises hair in your ears, or that grows from your nose, or your balding head, or for example, your huge stomach, or etc., etc., well, I would be very suspicious, because younger girls, they have eyes and they don't find men like that attractive. Like, let's be honest. If you have met on Tinder or at any people letter dating platform, and right now you're talking online, or even you have met offline, you're on a date and you haven't even said anything funny, and she laughs, she tells you that you're so funny, you're so interesting, I really like you. Well, if you are talking to her online at that paper letter platform, the answer is quite predictable. Either you are talking to this Indian student, or unfortunately to a Ukrainian mother of 3 who wants to earn extra money, so she talks to you instead of that pretty picture of a pretty blonde, and of course she agrees with everything you say, and that's her job or his job of that Indian student, to keep you longer in that chat. If you have met offline on a date and she loves everything, she finds everything amazing, and she keeps throwing compliment after compliment, like people call it love bombing nowadays, I would say that she would ask you for a purse on the second date. Well, now you can tell me that I don't believe in miracles and fairy tales. I work in the love business for over a decade, and I have met different people, and I have seen real people, real women and real men. I'm talking to real women daily. I know what they want, and trust me, a woman in her middle 20s or in her middle 30s, she's not dreaming about a balding, fat, 60 years old guy. That's reality. Well, I can imagine that younger women with model looks, firm lines to go out on a date with Jared Leto because he is very attractive, rich and famous. But if you're not a Jared Leto and she is like 20 years younger, and she writes you all these messages, she contacts you on Tinder, and she proclaims her love to you, well, get suspicious. I know how much time we will have to invest into convincing a lady in her early 40s to go out on a date with a man in his early 50s, like 10 years older, and I know how many ladies will tell no to such a date, even though they are kind of loyal because they watch our blogs. And very often we try to inspire men and women to be more open-minded about age difference too, because very often ladies in their early 40s, they don't want to go out with guys in their late 40s because they claim they won't fulfill their sexual needs, and God forbid we suggest a date with a man in his 50s. On the other hand, we receive so many requests from men in their 50s who claim that it will be a piece of cake to us to introduce them to a woman in her 20s because, hey, he's an American. Not so long ago, I have received an email from a gentleman, and he has received an American passport. He has relocated to United States from Middle East, and he has started his email saying that I need a really beautiful, much younger woman. She has to be intelligent, she has to be this and that, because I will give her a really good life and a green card. By the logic of this gentleman, a much younger, very attractive, well-educated woman has to choose him just because he has an American passport. Well, I have some news to you. Soviet Union has collapsed years ago, so over 3 decades ago. And right now, you don't need to marry anyone to relocate. If the lady is from Eastern Europe, let's say from Ukraine, Poland, Estonia, Lithuania, she can travel all around the European Union, she can study there, she can find a job there, she can travel to the United States, and she doesn't need to marry anyone to leave her country. I have received another funny email, very similar to this one, again from a gentleman from the United States, and he has written that he knows that all men in Ukraine are abusive. They don't want to commit, they don't bring any money to the table, and they drink too much alcohol and they beat their wives, and he's not like that. So he's ready to rescue from this miserable life life a very attractive, much younger Ukrainian woman, and then there were the parameters, and she should choose him because he will commit, he won't beat her, he won't drink excessively, and he will have a job. When we have answered that email that his demands were unrealistic, of course he has written us that because of the war right now there must be plenty of really hot, much younger blondes with blue eyes who feel ready to be rescued by middle-aged American guys. Well, we honestly told that gentleman that we can't represent him because his expectations were delusional. A few weeks after that, this same gentleman has written me a long email telling that he has tried to meet such women himself, and he has tried Tinder and other dating platforms, and these Ukrainian women must be crazy because he was offering them a good life and they were still reluctant to go out on dates with him. So you see, like, there were no ladies in their 20s, early 30s who were ready to be rescued. By the logic of this guy who really believed that all Ukrainian men are abusive and they are cheaters and they don't earn any money, these beautiful Ukrainian women were actually choosing this type of man instead of him. And another really funny message that I have received from a gentleman who claimed that he earns much more money than all Ukrainian men. And this guy was not in Forbes, it was not Elon Musk who was contacting us. He was a programmer who worked for Google, so I assume he received decent money. And by his logic, ladies had to choose him because he works for a big company and he earns pretty good money. So he assumed that all women are materialistic, and the only reason they should choose him, well, is his job at Google and his American passport. By the way, again, an American. And by the logic of this man, women have to choose him for his money. Well, I have news for you, of course. There are women who want to be trophy wives, who want to marry up. There are women who want to be sugar babies. And such women, if they are very beautiful and young, they are not aiming for a programmer from Google. They are aiming for his boss or the owner of that company. And if she is very attractive, if she is young, she can get that. So if we are not talking about women who place money at the number one attractive feature, or for example lifestyle, that a man can give her a very luxurious lifestyle. If we are talking about other women for whom looks of a man is very attractive, his sense of humor is very attractive, well, his other qualities, like is he kind, is he generous, in a sense that he is ready to invest all his time into this relationship, or for example he is ready to give her the seat next to the window, or he is very chivalrous, he is ready to lift all the heavy luggage, to help her in the house, or for example a guy who can do his own laundry or who can do the cooking. All these qualities, all these must-haves are important for certain ladies, and they are way more important than his ability to provide. Of course, if the lady is smart, if we are not talking about someone who is like 18, 20 and still very infantile, very juvenile, it will be important for a lady that a gentleman is not lazy, that he wants to have a job, that he is smart enough to have a good job, that he can actually cover rent and he can also foot some bills so that the lady won't have to work like in 2 shifts to take care of her family. This all is important. But the majority of women, if they were to choose between a guy who has a nice job and a nice sense of humor, and for example a guy who earns good money but is not very attractive and doesn't have a great personality, she will choose a good sense of humor and a stable job. So we all are different. And the fact that he works for Google, well, that's attractive, but that's not enough to get a type of woman he wanted. We have worked with many fantastic clients from the US, and we have created many beautiful couples. So I don't want to tell you right now that all men from the United States have unrealistic dating expectations. Some of them do. Well, as I have mentioned in the examples, we receive emails like that. And by filming our videos, by doing this blog, we want to help people be more realistic about international dating, to have smarter, to have healthier dating expectations, and therefore to build really healthy, really meaningful, really lasting relationships with special ladies. International dating can be fantastic for very specific singles who love accents, who love mixing cultures and traditions, who love learning foreign languages, traveling, and who believe that you can truly choose the best from each culture and bring it into your relationship and later into your marriage. And also, I believe that international couples have the cutest babies. I want to wish you lots of love. I'm filming this for you in Munich, Germany. Don't forget to press like, to subscribe to our channel, and also you can support our channel by becoming a sponsor, a Diolli friend, a Diolli lover, or a Diolli family. I will see you in the next one.